Hi everyone, and welcome back to the 9th video for the New Testament survey course. In this section, we're going to survey the geography of the New Testament. This is the physical environment where these events took place. And I want to look at the geography in two sections. First, we'll look at the place where Jesus' life happened, the Promised Land, and then we'll look at the larger areas where the church expanded in the rest of the New Testament. So let's start by looking at the place where Jesus lived and taught, starting with the major physical divisions. These divisions will be familiar to those who have taken the Old Testament survey course. The natural terrain of the Promised Land can be divided into a few parts that run roughly north to south through the whole country. Starting in the west, by the sea is the coastal plain, which slowly rises to the east, until it turns into the central mountains, which are more like hills compared to the mountains in the western U.S. and parts of Europe. Then, continuing eastward, the land drops dramatically to the Jordan River Valley. Most of this valley is below sea level and is the lowest elevation on earth. And then it continues to the highlands on the other side of the river, but that land does not figure into the New Testament. Now, let's look at the exact same territory, except now based on the political divisions. In the north was the territory of Galilee, where Jesus grew up. It's predominantly mountains, and the Sea of Galilee is a major feature. This territory was controlled by the Herods, a family of rulers supported by the Roman Empire. The population was mostly Jewish, but there was much Greek influence in this area, and it was more cosmopolitan than the other political areas. And then in the south was the territory of Judea. Much of the story occurs in the mountains of Judea, where the capital of Jerusalem is located. And Judea is also characterized by the desert wilderness in the south and east. In the time of Christ, Judea was controlled directly by Rome, under Roman governors, but the population was more strictly Jewish in culture. And then between these two predominantly Jewish territories was Samaria. It was plains and mountains, but the people were half Jewish and followed a religion that was only partly Jewish. Therefore, the Samaritans and the Jews of the other territories, they did not intermingle. Samaria was kind of a no man's land for a Jew, and they would normally travel all the way around Samaria, going from Galilee to Judea, rather than go through Samaria. And then the last territory I want to briefly mention is the Decapolis, which means 10 cities. This was the mostly Greek area across the Sea of Galilee. Jesus traveled there on a few occasions. That is, the physical setting in which Jesus lived and traveled. Now, let's look at the geography of the physical expansion of the church after the resurrection of Jesus. We'll start by noticing the outline given by Jesus himself in Acts 1:8, which says, "You will receive power when the Holy Spirit comes on you, and you will be my witnesses in Jerusalem and in all Judea and Samaria and to the ends of the earth." Now, according to this verse, which played out accurately in history, the church will start in Jerusalem, and then it would spread to all Judea, the entire territory surrounding Jerusalem, and all Samaria, the next neighboring territory, and then it would spread to the ends of the earth. So let's look back, spread out our map a little wider, and elaborate in more detail the spread towards the ends of the earth that we see narrated in the New Testament. The church spread to Caesarea, a Roman town on the Mediterranean coast. And this is notable because it marked the first time that the message of Jesus was received by non-Jews, specifically a Roman centurion and his household. And then in Antioch, the church started the transition more wholesale into a significant portion of the converts being Gentiles. And then through the intentional missionary travels of people like Paul, the church spread to much of Asia Minor, what is now modern-day Turkey. And it also expanded into modern Cyprus and Crete. And then the missionary travels continued, moving into Europe and starting churches there. The church expanded into territories called Macedonia and Achaia in Greece, and into Italy, including Rome. And it continued to expand beyond there into the rest of Europe, but that's going beyond what is narrated in the New Testament. And we do know from other sources that the church also expanded into Africa, that is, into Egypt, into Ethiopia. It also expanded eastward into Asia, like Syria, Babylon, Persia, even as far as India. But those stories are not told in any detail in the New Testament. So that is the major points of geography to help you visualize and understand the setting of Jesus and the geographical expansion of the church that we see in the New Testament. So now let's review. The major political areas of the Promised Land are Judea, Samaria, Galilee, and the Decapolis. And the major geographical areas of the expansion of the church are Jerusalem, Judea and Samaria, Asia Minor, and Europe. Now, of course, there are many other details of places and other geographical features in the New Testament. But hopefully, you now have the big picture outline to help you fit in the details that you'll see when you read and study the New Testament. In the next section, we'll give a brief overview of the literature of the New Testament. That is, the organization of the books of the New Testament itself. And I'll see you there. Thanks for watching.